Welcome to MMA Daily, your go-to source for daily updates, breaking news, and in-depth analysis from the world of MMA. Stay tuned for the latest on fights, fighters, events, and everything you need to know about the sport that never stops. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay up to date with all the action. Starting off, Renato Moicano reveals nice check he got for UFC 311 fight against Islam Makhachev. Moving on, former Jon Jones rival still thinks Jon Jones tops UFC pound-for-pound list over Islam Makhachev. Lastly, ex-UFC champ Israel Adesanya aims to make division interesting again. Renato Moicano got paid to step up on short notice at UFC 311. On a day's notice, Moicano stepped up to face Islam Makhachev for the lightweight title. Moicano was originally supposed to fight Beneil Dariush on the card, but ended up getting the short notice fight. Renato Moicano got a hefty pay to take the fight, which was disclosed to be $250,000. However, speaking on his Show Me the Money podcast, Moicano revealed he made over $900,000 to take the fight. I got a nice check. The co-host then asked Moicano if his salary was under 9 Bitcoin, which is roughly around $900,000 total, which he revealed was over. Renato Moicano, however, did complain about the California taxes with how much he got taken away. Man, California, brother. If you live in California, I feel for you, brother. That state is a piece of I think California is worse than New York with so much homeless people. The taxation was crazy. Moicano ended up losing by first-round submission at UFC 311 to Islam Makhachev. Although many fans were excited about Islam Makhachev versus Arman Tsarukyan 2, Renato Moicano says the event sold more once he stepped in. Moicano says the UFC told him that the pay-per-view sales increased after the promotion announced he would be facing Makhachev on short notice. Somebody told me that after Arman pulled out, they sold even more pay-per-views. Everyone was excited there was something different. You don't see that many times. Despite Moicano losing to Makhachev at UFC 311, he still had a chance to compete for the lightweight title and got paid a hefty amount to do so. Renato Moicano is now 26-1 as a pro and had his 4-fight winning streak snapped. An ex-foe of Jon Jones thinks the reigning UFC heavyweight champion should have the top pound-for-pound distinction over Islam Makhachev. The pound-for-pound argument continues within the MMA community. Those who believe Makhachev, the reigning UFC lightweight champion, deserves the #1 spot argue that he has been more active as of late than Jon Jones. Those who argue in favor of Jones are factoring in his longevity as an elite MMA title holder. One man who knows what it's like to mix it up with Jones believes the future UFC Hall of Famer clears Makhachev in the pound-for-pound conversation. Back in 2019, Anthony Smith challenged Jon Jones for the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship. Smith fell short, losing the bout via unanimous decision. While the two were once rivals, Smith appeared on the Ariel Helwani show and gave Jones his due. He shared his belief that Jon Jones should remain at the top of the pound-for-pound rankings. I still think it's Jon Jones. It's really the body of work over a long period of time. I know that his inactivity is hurting him though. The amounts of time that he's ran out there and done it is damaging to the pound-for-pound conversation. But he's gone through 3 different generations of fighters and has continued to win. It's tough. And again, Islam has taken a legitimate loss and Jon Jones hasn't. I think you take them all and put them in a room, Jon Jones comes out. Fight fans remain hopeful that Jones will fight interim UFC heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall in a title unification bout before retiring. UFC CEO Dana White has publicly expressed optimism in getting a deal done to make the fight happen. Whether it was choreographed dance entrances or elaborate knockout celebrations, Israel Adesanya brought a different type of excitement to the UFC's middleweight division during his title reign. Since dropping the title to Sean Strickland at UFC 293 in September 2023, Adesanya, 24-4 MMA, 13-4 UFC, gets a boring vibe from his division. Israel Adesanya returns to action against Nasruddin Imavov at UFC Fight Night 250 on February 1 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Adesanya will enter his first non-title fight in 6 years against an opponent in Imavov, 15-4 MMA, 7-2 UFC, who keeps a low profile, unlike his recent opponents such as Strickland and current champion Dricus du Plessis, who rarely shy away from a hot mic. It's always good to mix things up, but again, this is just fighting. It'll be pretty boring in the lead up to this fight for the fans that like that kind of stuff, but the fight's gonna be very exciting. That's the sauce in this one. Adesanya, 35, failed to recapture the middleweight throne at UFC 305, losing by submission to Du Plessis. For the first time in his MMA career, Adesanya has lost back-to-back fights, which puts him in a bit of unfamiliar territory. For me, it's just proving to myself that I'm still that dude. I know I'm one of the best, if not the best. I still feel like I'm improving, and I see the work that I do. I feel the work that I do, and I just want to show the world the work that I'm doing. I didn't know that all those other fights were in the month of February, but yeah, exciting times for 185. But to be honest, 185 feels boring without me. So yeah, I want to go in there and just make it interesting. Thanks for watching another video on MMA Daily. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more of the latest MMA news. Stay tuned for the next one. See you soon. Take care.